MRN Crew Call is brought to you by Hercules Tires.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to MRN Crew Call. I'm Alex Hayden. Today, big show. NASCAR Vice Chairman Mike Helton will join us, along with NASCAR Hall of Famer and Motor Racing Network broadcaster Rusty Wallace, as we get set for the second annual Rusty Wallace charity ride with the Buffalo Chip at the Motorcycle Rally in Sturgis, South Dakota. And oh, by the way, there's a beautiful Harley-Davidson up for auction that you could win. We'll tell you all about that and give you all the rundown with Mike Helton and Rusty Wallace. Stay with us on Crew Call.
Sir, are you aware you were going 40 miles an hour? This is a residential area.
Sure, but I'm on my lawnmower? Wait, am I getting a ticket?
No, I've just never seen anyone top 9 miles an hour on one of those bad boys. And mow their entire lawn in 30 seconds? What got into you?
Well, it did fuel up at Sunoco this morning.
At Sunoco, we know how to fuel peak performance. We've been doing it for American racing for over 50 years. Fuel your best.
And we welcome you back to MRN Crew Call. Alex Hayden here, joined by two very special guests with us. First of all, Vice Chairman of NASCAR Mike Helton is with us, and NASCAR Hall of Famer Rusty Wallace joining us, as well as the NASCAR Foundation teaming up with Rusty and Mike and everybody to get ready for the second annual Rusty Wallace charity ride with the Buffalo Chip. So Rusty Wallace, start us off. Tell us about the Rusty Wallace charity ride with the Buffalo Chip.
Well, we're really excited about it. Half of the money goes to the NASCAR Foundation, and the other half of the money goes to the Rapid City Special Olympics. And so this will be the second ride. This year, we're starting off from Black Hills Harley-Davidson, and that's one of the largest Harley stores in the world. And they're hosting this to take off and start riding the ride. But this will be the second one. Like I said, we've had a great time. We raised a bunch of money last year, and we'll probably have over close to 200 to 400 riders this year, I'm guessing. My phone's been ringing off the hook. They got cabin fever. They're ready to go riding and get back on their motorcycles again. So it's going to happen out in Sturgis, the Sturgis Rally. And I believe it's going to be a pretty big field of riders and people to raise money for this great cause.
And that Black Hills Harley-Davidson, that's in Rapid City, South Dakota. So check them out if you're interested in joining along and helping raise money for a good cause. So Mr. Helton, Sturgis, motorcycles, this is not something new to you. This is something that's a passion.
It is, and it started out as just a fun journey from the East Coast to Sturgis every year, and then it became very, I think, therapeutic, but it also became kind of a passion for a lot of us that went out there, and you make a lot of friends when you're there, just like you do when you go to racetracks and races, but we've made relationships along the way. I took Rusty out there and educated him a little bit on how to host groups out in Sturgis, and he's done a really good job of picking up and running with it. But when you get out there and you hang around and you with a group of folks that have the same interests and the same passions, it's like being at the Daytona 500 and with all the energy and if you're anywhere near a motorcycle enthusiast or even just a passerby on the motorcycle, that area has such beautiful scenery and history. It's an amazing trip out there. And Rusty and Rod Woodruff over at Buffalo Chips is a supporter of the American Flat Track. This year's kind of got us messed up on our flat track races out there, but he and Rusty have become good friends, and that's a interesting combination because that Buffalo Chips is an exciting place to hang out if you're in Sturgis. But this ride is quickly become something that I think everybody is interested in being part of, and it's for a great cause, but you just have a lot of great fun riding out there. It doesn't matter what you're doing.
Along with Mike, Rusty, yourself, give some folks an idea of some of the other celebrities, Rusty, that's going to be a part of the ride.
Well, Clint Boyer's going to be out there with us for this ride. And also Don the Snake Perdome, the world-class drag racer, is going to be there. Our friend Walker Evans, a 10-time off-road world champion, he'll be out there. We had Sarah Palin with us for the last couple of years. I don't know if Sarah's going to make it or not, but she probably will. But besides that, we've got a lot of industry people that are going to go out there. Jimmy Adams, the people that are involved with NASCAR on the trailers and coaches. He'll have a whole group of people out there. But what I find about the last 2 weeks, right before the ride starts, a lot of people say they want to go, and a lot of people end up at the last minute. And with the coronavirus going on right now, COVID-19, there's been some people that are asking, is this still going on? Well, the city of Sturgis voted with a vote of 8-1 to have the rally and continue on with it. So when the word got out, everybody started going again. But we'll have more celebrities to announce here shortly. Mike Helton's been basically, in my opinion, the leader of getting us all out to Sturgis. I've been going to Sturgis now for close to 20 years, and it all started when Mike gave me the first invitation to go out there. And he is definitely the godfather. He missed the last couple of years, but we're happy to have him back again. And Mike knows every crack of the Black Hills. He knows all the roads, and it's fun following Mike because he's our leader when we get out there. He knows the beautiful places to go to. If we need to stop and have some lunch, he knows right where to go and all the cool things. But, well, we'll start off in the mornings around 9 o'clock, have some breakfast. We'll say, let's get going, boys, around 11 o'clock. And I'll look at my rearview mirror, and there'll be 50 motorcycles on my tail. And we take off and we go through all these different areas. But, gosh, it's just like Mike said, it is so much fun. And it's all for a really good cause. I mean, the NASCAR Foundation and Rapid City Special Olympics. But besides that, I mean, if you're a motorcycle lover, that's the place to be. And there are so many cool people we meet out there, engine builders, motorcycle designers. We're taking 2 brand new designs that we're building currently here at our shops out there that are just stunning. And I can't wait to show them to people. But it's going to be a great time. So we're all heading out there on August the 5th. I'll be coming back home on August the 16th. The trucks are leaving with all the equipment and everything on August the 2nd. So it's going to be a big time. We're excited about it.
We're going to tell you a little bit more about a motorcycle, a very special motorcycle that you could win. So stick with us here as we talk a little bit more about that. Now let's go back to you, Mike. And you mentioned a while ago, it can be therapeutic getting out on the bike and riding around the Black Hills of South Dakota in that area. Where did this passion for motorcycles and just getting out into the air come from for you?
I don't know. I grew up in Bristol, and the rural side of Bristol in Virginia, and grew up on a farm, and so being outdoor all day long was a pretty typical day for us. And I think I started off on horseback, but when I had the opportunity to switch to motorcycles, it was an instant love. And I've been riding bikes ever since I was about 15 years old. And you get experience riding, and then you look for journeys that you can go on. And the rally here in Daytona, but that rally in Sturgis is very special because it just got such beautiful geography. Doesn't matter what, you can get up in the morning and flip a coin and decide which direction you're going to go, and you're going to have a good day riding, and the scenery and the camaraderie and all the things that go along with it. And the Sturgis rally kind of reminds me of a NASCAR race. It's people getting together and socializing and having a really good time around something that they're enthusiastic and share the passion for. And I just have always been that kind of guy that likes being outdoors. And Rusty would tell you that it's like flying an airplane or doing other things that you like doing. When you in that saddle by yourself, there's a therapeutic feel to that, to me. And that's why I like when you talk about Sturgis, it's all of us that have experienced, you instantly have to smile, because when you get a bunch of folks together that like doing that, that's going to be good therapy.
The website is rustywallaceride.com. That's rustywallaceride.com. And Rusty, there is a very, very special Harley Davidson on there. It's a Harley Davidson FLHX Street Glide, and it was created by the Arlen Ness Enterprises Group. Give folks an idea about this bike that they can see at rustywallaceride.com.
Yeah, thanks, Alex. So what's going on there is the folks at Black Hills Harley donated a brand new Street Glide, 2020 Street Glide, to the NASCAR Foundation and Rapid City Special Olympics for this Sturgis Buffalo Chip Rusty Wallace ride. So it's a new bike, but what do you got to do with it? Now you want to customize it. You want to make that baby really cool. So the folks at Arlen Ness Enterprises, one of the top 5 builders in the world, said, hey, send that bike to us. We'll customize it for free for the NASCAR Foundation and your cause. And so we sent it out there, and Corey Ness and his guys completely went crazy on it. And the bike just absolutely turned out beautiful. All new paint, all new design wheels. And a lot of the stuff going on with some of these motorcycles now is called the fat tire technology, meaning they put a really big front tire in these bikes, and it gives it a real mean look. And so this bike is a fat front tire bike, and it's got the custom paint on it. It was completed in California. It was sent across the country again. Now it's at Black Hills Harley on display. It's been on a rotisserie out there, and everybody's been looking at it. So we're going to auction that off the day of the ride, and hopefully we raise a lot of money, and half of the money is going to go to the 2 different charities.
And that's the NASCAR Foundation and the Rapid City Special Olympics are the charities that this second annual Rusty Wallace charity ride with Buffalo Chip is going to include. And Mike, as a Harley-Davidson guy yourself, I'm sure you've had an opportunity to see this bike that's going to be auctioned off. It's a beauty.
I've only seen it in photographs, but I've seen bikes that Rusty's played a role in designing and putting his touch to in the past. I actually was in Tilly Harley-Davidson last week, Rusty, and saw one of your bikes that you do there at your shop.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
And so I've only seen photographs of this bike, but I can promise you it's one of those jaw droppers when you see it, because Rusty just has a knack. And when you put Arlen Ness Industries into that, and Corey and that group, it's going to be a very, very, very special bike.
Mike, you have been a bit of a historian too when it comes to Sturgis and the motorcycles and the riding and the rally and everything that goes along with it. How many years have you been going to Sturgis?
I was thinking about this interview this afternoon and was trying to calculate up. I've been there for 36 years, not all straight. I've had some interruptions in there, but I've been out to Sturgis for 36 times, and a lot of Sturgis to me is just like it was the first time I went out there. But it's 80 years of celebrating its 80th anniversary this year. You can imagine how that rally has grown over time. But when you ride around out there and you can go to Mount Rushmore, you can go through the Needles, you can get into Wyoming pretty quick, Devil's Tower, and just a beautiful country around there that you ride in that has a lot of American history as you pass by it. It's when you say Sturgis, it resonates like you could say Bristol, and we would all know what Bristol means. But in the motorcycle world, if you say Sturgis anywhere in the globe, I think people know what Sturgis means.
And Rusty, it's always a good time. You mentioned some of the folks that are going to be there. You got this guy named Boyer that's going to be hanging out with you guys. Clint Boyer at Sturgis with all of you. I don't know if this place is going to be able to handle all this.
I tell you, you'd really be surprised. You know, as wild as a good a race car driver he is, and as fun a personality is, and as wild as he is, he gets out to Sturgis. He is equally as fun, but he gets in that motorcycle. He minds his P's and Q's. He rides that motorcycle really good, and he's bringing his wife with him this year. The last couple of years he's had her now. Jimmy Johns, one of our big sponsors in NASCAR, for the very first time, Jimmy Johns is going to be out there riding with us, and most of us are staying in Spearfish, South Dakota, at a really nice campground out there. And so the guys from Featherlight are going to put a big party on Sunday night with bands and everybody there. So like Mike says, you meet so many people, and people want to help out and help us all have fun. And so the Featherlight boys are doing that for us. So this could be one of the biggest years when it comes to really having a good time. I don't think it's going to be as many people we've seen in the past, but we're still going to have a great crowd. And like Mike said, this is the 80th anniversary of Sturgis, and this is a big one. I mean, the signage around the place, the shirts that are going to be out there celebrating its 80th, that's going to be pretty cool.
It absolutely is. And this is the second annual Rusty Wallace Charity Ride with the Buffalo Chip. That's going to be August 12th out at Sturgis, South Dakota. Black Hills, Harley-Davidson, and Rapid City, South Dakota is where this ride will originate from. And again, it is for charity, and that will benefit the NASCAR Foundation as well as the Rapid City, South Dakota Special Olympics. So RustyWallaceRide.com. RustyWallaceRide.com is the website for all the information. Mike, it's going to be a good time. Give us your thoughts as you prepare to go to Sturgis one more time to get out and have some fun and really just get away from the, I guess you can call it the everyday rigors of life, especially here with what we're dealing with now.
Well, I think we've learned in NASCAR how to go back and start doing things correctly or differently. Correctly is not the right word. It's just simply that we have to do things differently. But we can get back to doing things that we want to do. And I think Sturgis is one of those examples, and Rusty's energy level that gets us all excited about going out there is real. And I think we can do things. We can do them. We know we have to do them differently. We know we have to do them correctly. But I think everybody's kind of chomping at the bits. And Rusty was talking about some of the characters and that go with us. And Rusty's he's our Hall of Famer. He's on the NASCAR Foundation board. He's a great spokesman for not just the foundation, but for our sport in general. But when you put Rusty with Don Perdome, who I only know Don Perdome as well as I know him because of our time in Sturgis, with a guy like Walker Evans, who could match Clint Boyer's energy level at what Rusty, I only want to guess how old Walker is, but he's been around a lot longer than Rusty and I have. But when you get a group like that together, it just makes you feel really good that you live in a country that gives you the opportunity to do these things, and we're all learning how to do them over again. But being able to learn how to do Sturgis and race events, whether it's NASCAR or the American Flat Track or IMSA, IndyCar, whatever it might be, being able to learn how to do those over again, I think is important for us, and Sturgis is one of those opportunities.
Well, Rusty, again, give everybody the particulars for the August 12th ride.
The August 12th ride, we're going to start off at Black Hills, Harley-Davidson. Everybody gather up there. Go to the RustyWallaceRide.com. You'll see the times when we're going to be leaving Black Hills Harley. But generally, everybody gets there 2 or 3 hours ahead of time. They tell stories. They take pictures of all the cool motorcycles that are on display and meet the celebrities and the different people. And we do a lot of talking. And then Rod Woodruff with the Chip and myself and Mike Helton will be up front leading this whole pack, and we'll take off and we'll start our charity ride. And it's just going to be a blast. It's going to be beautiful. The charity ride is going to last about an hour and a half to 2 hours. So it's not too long and not too short. And it'll be going through some of the most beautiful areas of the Sturgis area you've ever seen in your life. And so that's it. It's on August the 12th. So August the 12th is the date. And it's right between the races. Mike, I'm trying to think maybe it's right between Michigan and was going to be Watkins Glen time frame or something. But anyway, August the 12th. The driver should be able to make it if they want. And everybody should be able to, it's a date that's not in the way of anything. It should be a perfect date for everybody to attend.
It absolutely is. So we look forward to that. We look forward to all the stories and all the fun to come along with it. Mike Helton, Vice Chairman for NASCAR, thanks so much for stepping on with us and joining us here today.
I always enjoy things like this, so thanks for inviting me.
Absolutely. Rusty Wallace, NASCAR Hall of Famer, but it's going to be a good time. I'm sure you guys are going to have a blast riding on those motorcycles through the Black Hills of South Dakota. As always, thanks for everything, Rusty.
Thank you very much.
Back with more Crew Call in just a moment.
Citywide to countryside. Whatever you drive, wherever you go, Hercules Tires has the value, selection, and industry-leading warranty to get you there, no matter where the road takes you. Go to HerculesTire.com. There you can find the nearest authorized Hercules retail location to you. Plus, you can use the tire tracker to find out which Hercules tire fits your vehicle the best. That's HerculesTire.com. Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength.
Well, once again, we thank you for joining us on MRN Crew Call. Don't forget that website, RustyWallaceRide.com. That's RustyWallaceRide.com. And again, that's your opportunity to see that beautiful Harley Davidson that's going to be auctioned off, all for charity. So make sure you join in. Also, don't forget, show us how you watch or listen to races every single week. Shoot us a video, shoot a picture, and then send it to our Twitter feed at MRN Radio. But you have to use the hashtag NASCAR Tailgate. And who knows, your video or perhaps your picture can be used on an upcoming MRN show. And who knows, you might even get a chance to hang out with us here on the Motor Racing Network on the show, or even have a little bit of a Zoom time with us and some of the announcers on MRN. Again, that's at MRN Radio. Your videos, your pictures, use the hashtag NASCAR Tailgate. Until next time on MRN Crew Call, I'm Alex Hayden. So long, everyone.
MRN Crew Call was brought to you by Hercules Tires.